welcome to Erica's live chat. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I was having some errors with the computer, or I was having some computer issues. I am just going to open the live chat. Thanks for the people that are here already. Just say that you can hear me and everything. And I am, just getting up my chat now. Oh, and the sound is on the computer. Bear with me a second. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on and the screen is really small. I'm just going to try and work out where I can turn the sound off. Sorry, bear with me a second. I'm using Lloyd's laptop and he turned it off and then he's just turned it on again so I can use it, but hang on a second. Sorry guys. Right, has that worked? Okay, perfect. I've turned the sound off. Sorry. Right, let me open the chat so I can see what everyone's reading or writing. If anyone's watching this back from the live stream, they're going to think I'm so unorganised. Okay, so my screen is a little bit smaller, so the writing is really, really small. So I'm going to try and see if I can read it properly because I'm not wearing my glasses. So I'm just going to put I'm so sorry, I'm not very organised tonight. How is everybody? Has everyone had a really good day? Okay, and I'll try and say hi to everyone. Hi, Jay McHugh. Dave, thanks for joining me. Evil Spartacus, Tony Stevens, My Garden and the Dinosaurs Who Live Here, Cheryl from Homestead in the Highlands, Ollie Smith, Lee, I'm really sorry, I haven't got my glasses on, so it's really, hang on a second. Sam, thanks for joining us, Nick's Allotment, Tony, James, Barbara, and Lee, Kelly, and Mark from Small Garden Escape. Thanks very much for all joining me. Yeah, I hope everyone has had an amazing week. Hi, Brandon. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Benny. Yeah, so thanks very much. There's 26 people here already. There's 10 thumbs up, so if you can give me a thumbs up, that would be absolutely amazing. Okay, so Lloyd is telling me how to make the screen bigger. Right, I'm so sorry, I'm like the least technically minded person ever. Right. Oh, and hi, Lindsay, for my little bit of peace. I'm so sorry. I'm so disorganised. Hang on a second. Right, I'm just going to have to wing it because I can't make the screen any bigger. So, yeah, really sorry. But hi, Steve Plum Wine. Oh, I've got a question for Steve Plum Wine, and that is... how long do you leave your wine once you've put the stabiliser in? But my main question tonight was, do any of you ever wash your gardening gloves? Because today I went and got all of my gardening gloves and I washed them and they came up absolutely brand new. So I was really excited and I wanted to show you all how great my gloves look when they've been washed. Hi Liz as well, thanks very much for joining me. Lindsay, if your phone is on 9% and you disappear, then sorry about that. Oh, so Tony says he hardly uses gloves, but when I do for certain things, they're dirty and staying dirty. See, I always start using gloves, but then I do, you know, give up on them in the end, usually by the end of the session. So I usually get dirty hands as well, but sometimes I do like wearing gloves. Also, Kelly says, no, yours go in the bin. I've got clay soil and there's no way that's going in my washing machine. Can't do it. Why can't you wash leather gloves? Is that just because you can't actually wash leather? Okay, so Tony's saying real gardeners don't wear gloves. So who here doesn't actually wear gloves at all? Because I use a mixture of gloves and don't use gloves always. But I do find if it's a really cold day and you're at the allotment and you get your hands in the soil and they're wet, then it does stay, you do stay really, really cold for ages, and like there's no way around that. So Sam doesn't wear gloves. So Cheryl says, my gloves get washed when I put my jacket in the wash and forget about the gloves, twine and everything else in there. Yeah, that sounds about right. So Kelly rarely uses them. Tony Stevens, I wear gloves for handling onions and garlic or for taking brambles. Why do you wear gloves for handling onions and garlic in the garden? My gardening dinosaurs who live here said, I hate getting dirt under my nails. And sorry, your name's Mags, isn't it? And I always forget, and I'm too worried to say it in case it's wrong, but I've just remembered. It's Mags. So Lee Archer can't wear them. Is that because you're allergic, or is that because you just choose not to? So Mama in the Garden says, yes, I wash mine, but only when they're really bogging. Is that, I can't see that properly, that word. Two Wild Onions Homestead said, very interesting subject. Is that sarcasm? And if anyone has joined us since we started the conversation, I said earlier, I washed my gardening gloves and they came up really, really clean, like brand new. So what I did though was I actually did kind of wash them with water first. So I didn't put them in really muddy, but yeah, my coat that I usually wear on all my videos, my pink coat, gets really, really muddy. So I give everything a really good wash, like once every couple of weeks. So Mark from Small Garden Escape says it's very rare he wears gloves. So Cheryl said, leather gloves, put them on your hands, wash them in warm water and soap. When they're drying, rub hand cream into them. Oh, very interesting. Thanks, Mike's Greenhouse, for joining us. And if anyone else has joined that I haven't said hello to, I'm really sorry. So yes, Tony, I did wash them twice. And by the way, if anyone's got a question, if you want to put it in capitals, it's a bit easier for me to see on the screen. So Jay McHugh just took his out of the washing machine as well. So Tony says leather is basically like skin and needs to be looked after the same way. Okay. And Cheryl says, I'm 40 now, so they have lasted 24 years. Well, that's pretty good, isn't it? And with like leather gloves, hi Bill, thanks for joining us. With leather gloves then, do you get just the kind of, I mean, when I think of the leather gloves, I do have a pair. Well, I've got one actually, because I've lost the other one somewhere. I'll probably find it again when I've lost the other one again. But I just assume, you know, do any of you have really posh leather ones, or you know, yeah, kind of just the cheap ones, or so Owen, the Welsh gardener, said, I got my first leather gloves for Christmas. Oh, lovely. So Lloyd is saying something, but I can't. Erica, do you want me to zoom the screen in for you? If you could zoom the screen in, that would be absolutely amazing. Because the thing is, hi Nunu, thanks for joining us. Thing is, with my glasses, if I wear them when I'm doing this, you've got a glare, haven't you, on the screen, or you know, on your glasses, which I can't stand. Does anyone else find that that wears glasses that does YouTube? Because it's really hard, isn't it, to kind of get it right. But the thing is, because Lloyd is away this weekend, he packed his laptop up, and I use his laptop on the computer. But I think Lloyd is in the room now, but he's going to hide in stealth camera. Thank you. I don't know if I was doing it right. I've tried on the screen. So, aha, thank you. Okay, I'm not that old. Can you make it a bit smaller? Okay, thanks. So thanks everyone to Lloyd for doing that. And I will just try and... Okay, right, I've got the screen going absolutely the right size now. Okay, hi Nigel, thanks for joining us. Hi Dennis, thank you for joining us. So yes, and yes, Tony, an old iPad would have been absolutely fine. Basically, usually in the office, I use Lloyd's laptop and put it on the screen before I go live. But Lloyd had put his computer away, his laptop away, because he's away this weekend. And about 5 minutes before the live, I was like, I need to borrow your computer. So he plugged it in. And you know when you never turn your laptop off for like 6 months or something, and then it does loads of updates? We had that situation going on, so I was a little bit late, and then he turned it all on and then went away. So yes, basically. Kelly says, I'm blind as a bat, so sometimes do you need to wear glasses while filming? Yeah, I mean, with me, I used to have to wear my glasses every single day, all the time, for my job. And then when I quit my job, I just kind of started wearing them less and less. And now I just, you know, don't use computers loads, so I can kind of get away with like not using it as much and stuff. And with my phone, when I'm using my phone, I usually have my phone really close to my face, so I can get away with it. Hi Jonathan, thanks very much. Yes, it's busy this evening. There's 45 people here, so thanks very much for joining me. Yeah, it's interesting conversation about gloves tonight. So some people wear gloves, some people don't wear gloves. Hi Muttley Stuff, thanks very much for joining me. So yes, it's a useful conversation about gloves. Mag says, I'm on computers constantly and my eyesight does suffer. Yeah, like, you know, I think for me, you kind of, when you're not using computers all the time in an office environment, you kind of just like get a bit out of the habit. So I do need to go and get a new prescription as well, but I'm kind of just putting it off really, because yeah, I'm just going to try not to, you know, yeah, just I'm getting older, and you know when you start noticing that bits of like your body are starting to fail, and you know your eyes are one of those things that as you get older, yeah, aren't as great. So yeah, Nick's allotment diary, as you get older you'll definitely need glasses to read anything. Yes, that is true. Jonathan is saying, yeah, you can wash them. Oh, thank you very much for Liz. She's just putting up the links to my Instagram. I have Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. So if you're not already following me on any of those social medias, please do. I am planning on doing some giveaways on my Instagram and my Twitter really shortly. So if you haven't liked me on those pages, then please do. Hi to the hydroponic, aquaponic farmer and gardener. And he's saying, what are gardening gloves? So I assume you're somebody that uses your bare hands. I know with my mum, she never uses gloves whatsoever. Hi, Pag. Thanks very much for joining us this evening. Our conversation is gardening gloves and do you wash them? Obviously, because you've probably read the title of this live chat already. So Sam's saying he's supposed to wear glasses most of the time, but I never do because you always wear sunglasses. Do you have prescription sunglasses, Sam? Oh, so Kelly's saying mine are already out. It depends on their size and they're really tough plants. So what have I missed? What are we talking about? Mike saying, when does he plant out Swiss chard seedlings? Now, I know with Swiss chard, it grows all year round, doesn't it? And I was talking to somebody today. One of my son's best friends at school, his mum is from the Czech Republic and she loves gardening. So we've got this in common and we go to the gardening club together. And she's just started helping me at the library garden because there's only a couple of us that volunteer there. And about a month ago, randomly, changing this conversation slightly, about a month ago, her husband came around the house because we've had a tree almost fall in our woodland and we need it chopped down. And he said, oh, you're growing rhubarb. And I said, yeah, I've got a few different varieties of rhubarb. And he said, oh yeah, you know, my wife's grown rhubarb, but it looks really weird compared to yours. You've got real rhubarb. And she was telling me that she had some rhubarb that I could have and she was going to bring it to the library garden. And when she came to the library garden with these 2 rhubarb plants, I realised straight away that it was actually Swiss chard rhubarb that she was growing. And I was like, that's not rhubarb. And she was like, yes, it is, it's rhubarb. And then I remembered that there was this Swiss chard called rhubarb. And this poor woman had bought Swiss chard seeds. And last year she started them off thinking that it was rhubarb. And obviously, you know, she was saying that she'd had rhubarb as a child when growing up, their grandparents had it. And bless her, she was like so upset because she was really excited about growing this rhubarb. And yeah, it wasn't rhubarb in the end. So but yeah, like exactly, a crumble with that, bless her though. And it was really funny because I remembered the conversation I'd had with the husband when he was like, oh, you're growing real rhubarb, my wife's growing this random stuff. And now that was just really funny basically. But luckily I had some Victoria rhubarb seeds that I was like, I know it takes ages to grow from seed, but I bought the seeds, you know, just as extras. So I was able to give her some seedlings. Oh, hi, Jill. Is Jill in the house? Hello, everybody. So sorry I'm late. Just realised I'd better walk the dogs before she joined us. You know what? This time next week, my mum's going to be here. So who wants my mum to come on a live chat? Also, Nuno said, we use cheap picker gloves, cloth ones, and they're easy to wash, sometimes waterproof scaffolding gloves. Thanks very much, Ross. Yes, there are 52 people here. This is amazing. I can't believe I'm getting this many people coming to my live chats and getting involved in the, you know, conversation. It's amazing. Keith said, I end up losing the gloves before I can wash them. That is right, because I always lose my gloves too. But what I have is I have like loads of pairs of them. And this pair, I can remember my friend got me for like my birthday or something about 6-7 years ago. And I've still got them because probably they did get lost in the cupboard or somewhere for a couple of years. And quite often I've got like 2 pairs of gloves that I wear as a pair because I can't find the other ones. But I do try and, like, when I take them off, pair them up. And when they get wet, I do try and put them on the radiator as well. So Ross said, I like those elastic rubber work gloves, the PPE ones. Oh, I'm not sure I know what those ones are. Cheryl, Erica, did you send me some seeds? Haven't had anything, and 4 channels were sending me stuff. Okay, do you know what? No, I didn't, because we had a conversation, and and I was going to get you some artichokes, and then I was going to get the artichokes and I didn't. I've got the packet of seeds. I might just send them and then try and send the artichokes afterwards. And Tony Stevens, I need to send you some seeds as well, because I totally forgot again. And I remembered today when I was hoovering that I needed to send them to you. So yes, sorry about that. Yes, all right, Tony, I'm very sorry. Tony, how are your little, I want to say gourds, they're not gourds, the loofah seeds, how are they coming on? But Tony Stevens, when are you planning on planting the seeds anyway, the pumpkins? I'm going to be I'm going to be planting my pumpkin seeds probably mid to late April. Yeah, so my mum's saying she's waited 60 years for a 60 minutes of fame. So if my mum's in the live chat, do we want to do a Q&A with my mum? What does my mum's a gardener. She's been gardening since I was really young. Yeah, what is people interested in learning about my mum? Or do you just want to see her, to see what she looks like and see, yeah, if I look like her or what? Hi, Brian. Thanks very much. Oh, Dennis has said, interesting one. Can you touch leaves on rhubarb without gloves? Poisonous, aren't they? I've always touched them myself. I don't think they do anything to your skin, but I don't know. Can people tell us? Yeah, can people tell me if it is poisonous? Oh, so Barbara said her loofahs are 2 inches tall. Thanks, Dennis, for liking me on Facebook. That's amazing. Okay, so Tony said, just don't ingest them. I can remember when I was a kid, we used to pick the big leaves off and like wave them around and stuff when, when we were like really little, like 3 or something in the garden. Oh, so the hydroponic aquaponic farmer, I'm really sorry I don't know your name. I probably do, but I've forgotten. Gardener's World NEC meetup. That could be a thing, couldn't it? Who is going to the NEC for the Gardener's World meetup? Or the Gardener's World. Liz, thanks so much for helping being admin tonight. I really appreciate that. So Brian says, I rarely wear gloves, rhubarb or not. Nigel says, my mum's been gardening since before I was born. When is it? When is it? Cheryl says. Gardener's World. When is Gardener's World live? I have no idea. If anyone knows, let us know. So Pag said he's never washed gardening gloves, never done enough gardening to need it. Well, this is the year, Pag. You are becoming a gardener this year, aren't you? So you will end up washing them, I'm sure. Hi, Anna. Thanks for joining us. And if there is anyone else here that I haven't said hi to, then please, say you haven't said hi. So my mum has been gardening all her life and still going strong, so no harm handling rhubarb leaves. I totally agree too. Can't stand wearing gloves. The thing is though as well, if you don't wear gloves all the time, your hands do get a bit tough, don't they? Paul Davies says, gloves, haha, never use them myself. So, yes. Oh, Freaky Geek, thank you very much. Rhubarb leaves are great as a bug spray. Boil them in water, compost used leaves. Yes, I've heard of that before, but I don't know if there's any proof behind it or anything. Does anyone know about that, if you can turn it into a bug spray? Hi, Lee. Thanks very much for joining us from Idaho. Oh, great, Mark, that you're going to have some nice weather. I'm not even sure what the weather is going to be like over the weekend, but Lloyd is away. So, oh, Mike's greenhouse. Thank you very much. That's much appreciated. If you have a question or anything you would like to ask, then please do, and we can answer it for you. So Liz, are you asking my mum if she's going to go and visit you? Thanks, Tony. Oh, everyone, guess whose birthday it was yesterday? Or was it the day before? It was Tony's birthday. Tony, what did you get for your birthday? Did you get any gardening stuff for your birthday? But anyway, Mike, thank you very much. That's really appreciated. I don't want everyone to feel though that it's expected or anything. If you come to my live chat, then this is obviously just a place where we can all chat about things, and there's no expectation or anything like that. Tony said I had more woodworking tools to help with building beehives. That is great. Do you know what, Tony? I spoke to you a few days ago about bees and stuff, and I think Lloyd is now thinking about it again as well. Mike, any penny that you donate to any cause or anything is a lot of money at the end of the day, so thank you very much. It's much appreciated, and even if it was 1p, that would still be a lovely gesture, so thank you very much. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the conversation. So Tony Stevens saying rhubarb leaves contain oxalic acid, so potentially possible as a bug spray. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the conversation. Oh, is Tony gonna sell me a beehive as well? Oh, so Tony says it also kills varroa mites in beehives. Are we talking about rhubarb leaves still? So Paul Davis said rocket potatoes are going in this weekend. I'm growing rocket as well, and I am growing that from the Wilko ones. Hi, Kelly from Kelly's Kitchen Garden. Have you got a new thumbnail? Because I don't recognise that thumbnail. So Mike says, I'm trying to get cucumber seeds. I have lots of different seeds to trade. Oh, Mike, if you go on Facebook, there's quite a few. There is quite a few swapping sites for seeds. Also, P100 pickup. It was my birthday yesterday as well. Treated myself to 10 beech trees. Lovely. So yeah, Kelly's changed her thumbnail, and I find, I don't know about anyone else, but when on YouTube, like the thumbnail is like a big part of recognizing what people are called, isn't it? So like it always takes me a little while to get used to, but obviously, I know Kelly's Kitchen Garden very well anyway, so yeah, that's good. Brian said, my daughter used oxalic acid as a rabbit something or other. She fed leaves to her pet rabbit. Oh, wow. Okay. Didn't know that would do that to a rabbit. Sorry, I'm just like catching up with the conversation. So Sam said he's just treated himself to 2 new hanging baskets for my garden to plant strawberries in. I want strawberries to grow. I've got a couple of strawberries already growing, but they're not in the pot, or they're not in the ground properly yet. But you've just reminded me to ask a question, everyone. Okay, I've got loads of what are they called, raspberry bushes in my front garden that are starting to bud up now. So I'm assuming they're summer fruiting rather than autumn fruiting. Oh, Kelly is getting timber for Mother's Day. That's a pretty cool present. Is Mother's Day this Sunday? Or is it next? It's next Sunday, isn't it? Oh, so Cheryl says she's growing loads of seeds at the moment successfully for once, but the strawberries aren't growing. Oh no. Okay, so they're summer fruiting. Perfect. So yeah, it is Mother's Day next Sunday. So yeah, what do all the mothers on this group or this chat want if they haven't already put an order in for Mother's Day? Oh, Dave got himself 2 new grapevines. Can anyone advise me? Do you get good grapes that grow outdoors outside of a greenhouse that are actually worth growing in the UK? Sorry, I just spilled my drink everywhere. Liz said she just wants someone to remember that it's Mother's Day. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining us. It's amazing that you've managed to come along and chat with us. And now there's 53 people watching the chat, so thank you very much. Oh, my mum doesn't want anything. She just wants to know that I love her. Next Saturday, though, she's coming on Friday, and then on Saturday, I am going wedding dress shopping with my mum and my stepmum and Lloyd's mum and my friend. So it'd be quite interesting. Hopefully there's good news after that Saturday, because I just really hope that I manage to just find a dress and get it and it fits and it doesn't need to be taken in and it is really cheap. So yeah, hopefully that will be a good weekend next week. So yeah, Steve Plum Wine is in France, so of course he grows grapes. Hang on, isn't Lloyd's mum your stepmom? No, because Lloyd isn't my brother. Hi, Sonic Worm, thanks very much. Oh, so you've got 4, Kelly's got 4 grapevines outside. Where the stepmom come from? Well, my mum and dad aren't together, so my dad got married, so that's how I've got a stepmom, if that makes sense. I'm like this big family. There's been a lot of divorces and stuff, you know, and a lot of remarriages, and it can get confusing. No worries, Tony. Okay, so so Tony Stevens said there's rural and there's rural. Yeah, I might live in the valleys, but yeah, I'm not married to my, or yeah, anyway. Yes, our family is complicated. It's funny though, actually, because yeah, when we at my wedding, there's going to be all types of family coming that probably have not all been together for quite a few years. So, you know, it'd be quite interesting to see how the night progresses as everyone drinks more and more. So yes, sorry, I've lost my train of thought now. So yeah, if anybody has any advice about what type of grapevine, and are grapevines expensive? Are they quite cheap to get? Mike said, anyone here in the BCSS? I have no idea what the BCSS is. Oh, so Ray's Dorset Allotment says £6 for B&Q. Is that for grapes? Yeah, Paul, getting drunk at weddings is a must. There's one issue though. Lloyd, usually at weddings, by the speeches, because you know there's always bottles of wine on the table. Well, Lloyd basically, the wedding bit, you know, the boring bit where you watch the people getting married is over and done with. he then just gets on the drink, right? So usually by the speeches he's falling asleep. So when we get married, where there's going to be rules about he's not allowed to drink or something until after the speeches, and then after that he can just go off and whatever. And it should be good. So Mike said the British Cactus and Succulent Society. Never heard of that before, so very interested. I am not part of that. Yeah, so my mum's saying that I wasn't going to mention it, but my mum's had a few ex-husbands, and I think all but one of them is going to be there. So yeah, that will be interesting. Should I put them all on the table together and just like see what happens? Oh, Tony said he has a Vine for me, or that would be amazing. Yeah, hashtag top table. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Okay, my mum's like thinking I'm being serious now, so she's like, yeah, best not Erica. Oh, hi, Laura. Thanks very much for joining us. Along with boxing gloves. Yeah, it is. Do you know what though? I think if you're getting married, you obviously have the chance to have some fun with the table plan. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. There is going to be some interesting characters that I am going to put with other interesting characters, just to see. You know, like I've got quite a diverse range of friends and different ages and different, different things and, ethics and stuff. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting. Oh, so Mike is saying, how do you prepare grapevines for the new growing year? Mine is very old. I have no idea. If anybody here can answer that, that would be amazing. Hi, Laurie. Thanks very much for joining us. I'm not going to be making it fancy dress. Does anybody do fancy dress, As in fancy dress for a wedding? Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the conversation. There's 51 people now watching, which is amazing. If you can give me a thumbs up, that would be great as well. Oh, well, Liz, feel free to come in fancy dress if you like. But has anyone got any big tasks for the weekend ahead, like putting their onions in? I know somebody, I can't remember who, said that they're putting their rocket potatoes in. Is anyone else doing that this weekend? Tomorrow, actually, Stan is going to in the village, the Beavers hut. They've got a bit of garden in the church garden, basically. So Stan tomorrow is spending an hour with his Beavers group doing some gardening, and I think they're doing a bug hotel, which is cool. Yes, I have picked up 70 subscribers since last week. I think that was all thanks to Tony though, because when I watched the live chat back from last week, when I was a bit hysterical, Tony had done a thing on his group saying that I was nearly at 2,000, and I kind of picked that up over the last few days. So that was really good. Oh, Allotment Green UK, are you going to try and make a natural food for your plants from nettles? I absolutely love nettles. In my garden, I've got a couple of patches that I absolutely love, and I do make nettle tea. But obviously, if you do make nettle tea or nettle fertilizer, you need to have a gas mask on when you go anywhere near it, because it stinks. And gloves, you don't want these kind of gloves when you're using it. You want like yellow rubber gloves, because it stinks. Yeah, nettle soup. Do you know what though? I made nettle beer once, and that was good. It tasted like champagne. It actually did. So this year, making nettle beer would be, again, pretty good. Yes, Ray is saying nettles are good in a hole before tomatoes are planted, which is great because obviously they stink when you make a nettle beer or soup, not a nettle soup or something. So putting it in the ground is also a really good idea as well. Oh, I can do a nettle beer recipe or wine recipe. Definitely. Hi, Georgia from Homebird Farm. Thanks very much for joining us. We have had interesting conversations so far today. One of them is, do you wash your gardening gloves? Because I washed mine and they came up like brand new. Anna says, stink or sting. Beer, please. That is no problem because I can do a recipe for that. I feel like I do need to get into doing some more beer. At the moment, I've got a Woodford's Wherry in the barrel. We got a barrel last week, and then I stupidly didn't tighten the tap up on the barrel. So after a couple of days, I put the barrel in our bedroom inside a cardboard box. If it exploded, it wouldn't go everywhere. But I kept walking into the bedroom, and it smelled of beer. And I thought, oh, maybe it's like the gas escaping out of the top or something. And then I looked in the box and all of the beer has been dripping out underneath the box. So we had to undo, basically take it all out. And then we put some tape. I can't remember what the tape is actually, but we put some tape on the screw bit of the tap and it stopped it leaking now. So yeah. So am I being accused for wearing girls' gloves here? Because do you know what? I am a girl and they are quite cool. I've had these for actually probably like a long time. So Georgia says, I've got a cloth pair that need a wash, but I've always mostly used those rubber ones and not the cloth as I get pricked. Yeah, these will also, you'll get stabbed through these. Yeah, Tony, it is a bit of a pain, but yeah, we've got the plumber's tape on it now, so we've learnt a lesson, and yeah, we will do that next time. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the conversation. But yeah, I do need to start some more wine. I've got 2 lots of wine, a blackberry and an apple that I put stabilizer in last week, and a mead. And I've been looking about how you back sweeten a mead, and all you do is put more honey in it. So I'm really excited about that because it yeah, it's quite I don't know, the mead doesn't taste like how I would imagine the mead to taste. So yeah, if I back sweeten that with some honey, that would be absolutely amazing. So Kelly said she's done so much video worthy work this week, she's barely recorded a thing. I've done 2 videos this week and they weren't even like videos that where I actually got up to much, to be honest. And I've got no gardening over the weekend, so there's gonna be no videos for the rest of the week from me. But while we are on that subject, if anybody would like to spend like 2 minutes to promote their channel or talk about if they do a live chat in the week, when they are going to be doing a live chat, and if they've got a channel that they would like to mention, then please do. And if you click on everybody's icon, their screen, then you can just click on it, go to their channel and subscribe as well if you're not familiar with anyone. Mark said no shed tour. No shed tour, I'm afraid, because I have, yeah, a 14-month-old. I think she's 14 months now. She's over a year anyway. Maybe she's like 18 months. I'm not really sure. But she, yeah, is pretty crazy. Ross Minton is also, he's on here now, and he'll be going live at 10 p.m. tonight. So just after I finish my live, he will be going live on his channel. He will be talking about, I believe, wildlife this evening and attracting wildlife, I think. Have I got that right, Ross? But yes, oh, 3,000%. Thanks very much for joining us. Oh, hi, Carl. Thanks very much for joining us. If you've just joined us now, we are just spending a couple of minutes to talk about each other's channels and mention anything about their channel that they want to mention. Oh, so Ross said all shall be revealed. So he is yet going live at 10 p.m. And Tony said he has got a couple of great videos. Amazing. So have a look at that later. I'll be watching that. So 3,000%. She has a channel, and yeah, go and click on her. So yeah, Carl is no spade, no fork, no dig. Are you still having problems with your YouTube channel? Oh, so Mike does unboxing on his channel as well. So Kelly, it looks like she's shouting Carl. Carl, are you still here? So yeah, Carl has had this issue with his channel where the videos keep getting deleted for some reason. Have you actually ever thought about completely deleting your channel and starting again? Or I suppose nobody wants to start their channel again, do they? But yeah, I wonder what happens to that. Hi, Butcher Baker and Kiso Maker. I didn't see you popped in earlier. Sorry. Hello, Guru. Guru is here. Thanks very much for joining us. Guru, we're just spending a couple of minutes talking about our channel. So if you want to talk about your channel, then please do talk about your channel. Oh, Becky, is she doing? Oh, hi, Becky. And Becky, we're just talking about our channels for a moment. So if you have a channel, and obviously you do have a channel, if you would like to mention it or talk about your channel, if you do a live, tell us when your live is. And yes, the Guru is here. Yeah, so Mags, her channel covers gardening and chickens. Oh, so Kelly is thinking about jumping on the live bandwagon, but I think I'll just get the giggles. Well, who cares if you get the giggles? Ecocentric Home said, now why would I wash my gardening gloves? Because they come out looking like this. And like good as new, brand new. So yes, but I do need a couple more pairs of these lovely rubber ones. Thank you very much for joining us. Ecocentric, we're just quickly kind of wrapping up. We're talking about each other's channels and stuff like that. I think the one thing with going live at the moment is there's like a lot of people that go live on a weekend now. So it's about finding a time when no one else goes live every week, because obviously you can't clash with anybody. So it's kind of like thinking what the best time to go live in the weekend is, where everyone's going to be around. But if you've obviously got, you know, with Liz, for instance, she has viewers from like all over the globe, but because she's on a lot more subscribers than I am, you know, she needs to make sure she goes live at a time where you're going to be able to catch most of your people. Thank you, Anna. Thanks very much for joining us. Yes, it is. You know, about the time, isn't it? You know, I'm glad I've got my time now, 9 p.m. At first, I always thought, oh, it was kind of like quite late to do at 9 o'clock, but I feel like it's a really good time because maybe people have settled in, they've had their dinner, and often on Fridays I drive to Bristol. So if there's really bad traffic, I could get back from Bristol about 8 p.m. or 8:30. So I need enough time to make sure that I'm like ready to go, you know, I'm ready to be live for everybody. I think with Kelly, you were saying about, you know, with Carl starting a new channel, I think we'd all support Carl having a new channel at the end of the day. And if it stops his really good videos being deleted all the time, then that would be, you know, a really good thing. So I think all of us in this whole community would really support you, Carl, if you did start up a new channel. I think with a live chat as well, like when I first, I mean, obviously today I'm like totally not prepared because the computer wasn't properly on and the screen was too small and stuff. So I'm like the worst person to even talk about live chats really. But I always found like just write loads of notes to begin with. But then today I haven't even written any notes. I'm just winging it, and it clearly is obvious that I'm winging it. So hi, Lindsay. Thanks very much for coming back. Oh, has Gardener's Well Dave, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much. Oh my God, I'm going to be getting gardening gloves and I will show you which gardening gloves I've got. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. That's a lot of money, and thank you very much for doing that. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yeah, what type of gloves? Do you reckon bright pink gloves would be good? Or maybe, do you know what? Do they do fluorescent yellow or fluorescent gloves like this? Because I'm not really going to lose those in the garden, am I? Because these are kind of like camouflage, really, aren't they? But some bright ones will be pretty good. Oh, paisley gloves. Are they a thing? No one needs to feel stingy. No one needs to feel anything. I really appreciate if anybody wants to do a super chat, but it's not expected. And you know, thank you very much. Oh, my mum said I could do a fluorescent hand fork because I'm always losing mine in the garden. They do fluorescent stuff. They do fluorescent yellow things. I've seen them in Wyvale Garden Centre. What's a skyhook? I've never heard of a skyhook before. Tony, can you tell us what a skyhook is? And Liz is also saying, what's a skyhook? Dave, he'd only spend it on junk food. Junk food's good. I love a bit of junk food every now and then, more than more often. Oh, so Screwfix do bright orange gloves. Do you need a card to get into Screwfix, or is it just like any normal, place like B&Q? Like, do you need a trade card? Right, do we know what a skyhook is yet, by the way? Skyhooks are on the next shelf to the striped paint. Oh, this is a joke. Okay, so it's a running joke. They used to send new labourers to a building site to get skyhooks. So I'd be that person. I'd go on a building site and be really keen and wanting to do really well. And I would be the one that would go and ask for skyhooks. My mum needs tools with a beeper on them. Maybe she just needs a utility belt. Okay, Lloyd, I think if someone asked me for a spirit level bubble, I would know that they were taking the mick. Yeah, GPS on your tools. That will probably be a thing in a few years. Lindsay said, I had a science teacher who sent kids for long stands. Glass hammer. $3,000 said you can buy Find Me buttons that have an alarm on. Hi, Dave, thanks very much for joining us. I don't know if you said hi already and I missed it, but thanks very much. Dave, do you wash your gardening gloves? Because I did earlier and they came out that is kind of brand new. So I'm really excited about these looking brand new. I think, Lloyd, you're taking the mick now. Did I use Daz, Erica? No, I don't use Daz. I use the cheapest supermarket washing powder, basically. Well, not the cheapest, not the value one, but actually, no, it is the cheapest, I think, actually. So Dave said, I don't wash my gardening gloves. I don't wear them. So yeah, he's a true gardener that doesn't wear them. The only thing is, if it's a cold day and it's wet and you go down to the allotment and I don't wear gloves, my hands freeze. And once they're cold, I've got small hands, they would feel like they're going to snap. Man up. Okay. I don't always wear gloves, by the way. It's just they are there for when I do wear gloves. These, and also my nails, I wouldn't want my nails to get messed up, would I? But like Dave is saying, his hands are rough, and it does, your hands are going to get more rough, and I don't want to have calloused hands at my age. So Patricia says, hello everyone. Yes, I wash my gloves. The Fishes and Loaves garden with Mama Woods. I just lose mine and can't wash them. Oh, and I have just realised we are kind of coming up to the hour mark now. So if anyone has any final questions, then please ask questions now to the group before we all adjourn for the evening. Lloyd. Yeah, I want nice dainty hands. I tell you what though, because Lloyd works, he's a software engineer, then his hands are like really, really soft because you know he's never worked hard in his life. I think you're going to retaliate to that one. Um, yeah, live chats are funny. We always randomly talk about other stuff, don't we? Um, oh, Mark said, I would like to grow an ivy up the side of my house. Any suggestions? I'm probably going to get in trouble now, so yeah. Guru, I'm not a rebel, am I? I'm a really good person. IT breaks all the brickwork. So Dave said he was only joking, but I don't wear gloves unless I'm clearing brambles these days. Also, I'm a window cleaner and my hands are soft as he uses fairy liquid. I find that I can't even use stuff like fairy liquid because that just makes my hands really, really sore. Um, so yeah, gloves are often needed to stop blisters. I know, Mike, I'm sure everybody, there's 49 people watching now, and I'm sure you're probably all really sad that this live stream is going to come to an end. But next week, next Friday, possibly, my mum is going to be doing a live chat, so that might be more interesting. Shall I get some wine on the go, get my mum drinking some wine? But anyway, I am going to wrap this up now. But thanks so much for watching, everyone's. And yeah, there's some of you that have been here tonight that haven't been in the past. So thank you very much to all the new people, but thanks very much to all the old people that join me every week. It's absolutely amazing. I love the chats and love everything, so thanks so much. But I'm going to head off now. If you are bored and still want to join in with the chat, then head over to Ross Minton because he's going live now, and he has some interesting conversations to talk about this evening. Bye bye. But yes, I don't know who just called Tony old, but it wasn't me. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next week. Bye.